How you doing, guys? I'm Matt Waldin, Pro Drifter, and today we're here with Mishimoto and one of the top tuner cars of all time, the Subaru Impreza WRX. This thing is an absolute beast on the road. With some of the best handling and acceleration a driver can get out of a production car, it's no wonder that these things are popular. The WRX really creates some passionate fans, and for their hookup needs, these guys need a company that's just as passionate. That's where Mishimoto comes in. To show the love for the Subaru WRX, Mishimoto has gathered 3 WRXs for this project. They're here to help your WRX stay cool with Mishimoto Silicone hoses. For installation of the Mishimoto Silicone hoses for the Subaru Impreza WRX, you will need a ratchet, extension, 10mm socket, 12mm socket, 8mm nut driver, panel tool, coolant, and a coolant funnel. Installation time is about 45 minutes and a 2 out of 5 on the scale of difficulty. First step, jack up the car and support securely on jack stands. Before beginning any work, you want to disconnect the negative battery terminal to ensure that none of the fans and or other electronic accessories will turn on while you're working on it. Use your panel tool to remove all the plastic clips from the lower panel, as well as the 3 bolts in the front, which we already have removed. I'm going to show you how to remove the back one here in a minute. Next, slide underneath the car and find the coolant drain, which is illustrated here, and remove. The coolant drain is right here. This is one of the messiest cars to drain coolant out of. Obviously, taking things apart was not on Subaru's top priority list. And that's what you're removing, guys. See that? Yeah. That is the coolant drain plug. Locate the lower radiator hose here and remove the clamp going to the thermostat housing by squeezing the clamp and sliding it down the hose. Be prepared with the drain pan, as a little bit of coolant will come out of the thermostat housing once you remove the hose. Remove the clamp from the lower radiator hose at the radiator connection. Next step, remove the upper radiator hose by squeezing the spring clamps together and sliding them back on the hose. Wiggle the hose back and forth a little bit to loosen it up from the radiator, and then pull it off. Since we're in Mishimoto's home turf, in their laboratory doing these installs, we're hooking this guy up. Check him out. He's getting the Mishimoto upper and lower silicone hose kit. That's 7 layers of reinforcement. It's gonna look a lot better. It's gonna work a lot better. It's gonna last a lot longer. You can't deny the silicone hose versus the rubber hose. Even after a few years, this rubber hose is ready to take it. Well, you get it at home there. I don't have to. This is a PG movie here. So out with the rubber, in with the silicone. Anyway, we're hooking this guy up with a radiator also. Can't go wrong with the Mishimoto hose kit. Now it's time to put this sucker on, and you can see exactly how nice this Mishimoto radiator is in the car as well. All right, it's time to put the serious hat back on, folks. And by serious, I mean installing the hose clamps, because if you don't do that, not good things will happen. Make sure those hose clamps get on there. If you're in for a little bit of an upgrade here, Mishimoto also makes T-bolt hose clamps. They're great for this application. There we go. Mishimoto hose kit installation complete. Meh. All right, we're almost finished with our install. And before you put that lower pan back on, you want to make sure that you refill everything and double check for leaks before you put the pan on. That way you'll be able to spot where the leaks are coming from. Get out your coolant funnel. We're going to put a 50-50 mix of coolant and water in. And that should be half antifreeze, half water. If your WRX has a coolant reservoir above the intake manifold, this is your fill point. If it does not, you will fill it directly into the radiator. All right, we're almost ready to fire it up, so don't get ahead of me here. What you want to do is turn the heat on high and make sure that the fan motor is at full speed. What this does is it allows the air bubbles from the heater core that may have been drained when you drain the coolant back into the top of the radiator and then eventually out your coolant funnel. So let's give it a shot
Keep an eye on that temperature gauge. Let's do it.
This concludes the installation portion of your new Mishimoto product.